Morning all. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday. Hope you had a good Monday afternoon. Hope you're all good. As always, make sure you've gone through your morning checklist before we even get any further. Have you slept enough, eaten enough, drunk enough, all the usual stuff, gone through your morning routine? If you had, well, you should be good to trade. And we're going to go through the setups right now. All right, first thing, looking at the daily, you can see very, very simple. Mike's funny. All right, let's... Any better? Any better? Is that any better? Better, okay. Just a dodgy mic this morning. Okay, here we go. So, daily chart, as we can see, we're opening up inside Monday's range, which means we're also opening up inside the current week range. We held the dip into the 5-day. This is a healthy bid, right? After that 2-leg pullback sort of around here, holding the 20-day, acceleration up, hold 5-day, acceleration up, 5-day. You can see, right, the top Bollinger Band starting to flatten out a bit, as is the 5-day. We've gone from a steep curve to a 5-day. So I expect some liquidity to be built out here, and then we will use this liquidity one way or another. But opening up inside bar, so it's the first warning size straight away that is likely to be choppy. All right, it's likely to be choppy. Just be careful with that. Okay, morning, moving into the hourlies. All right, we're just going to focus on this here. All right, yesterday and overnight, you had a retest towards the previous week value area high twice, right? We're not finding acceptance inside last week's value, all right? So at the moment, bulls are in control of the current week. In this current week, we're in a rotation, all right? Here's your rotation. We're not finding acceptance outside of current week's value or inside previous week's value or outside of current week's value area high. That was your failed break yesterday. All right, so we are sort of just going backwards and forwards in here, building out the liquidity, which means what? Which means today it's very simple. We're watching previous day's value areas, very much like yesterday, and it's either going to be a continuation trade outside of that value range, or it's going to be a failed break and a trade inside the value range. Yeah, very, very simple. Exactly, very similar to yesterday. So what would that look like? A failed break, well, it would almost look like what we're seeing at the moment, or maybe even a little push up, trap more bulls, come back inside, fail the rotation, and then, you know, an exit of this grey box into this grey box, and then maybe a dip down here and back up inside again. That would be your rotational play. That will all occur within this range, and if they expand that range a little bit, it might be down to here and it might be up to here. All right, so that's the rotation. The continuation setup will be a base above, all right, a base above value. So really you're looking at 360s, 360s to 600, something building liquidity up here for a continuation to make a new high, or alternatively a failure underneath value, 420s, all right? And certainly if we get a crack of 300s and a retest to stay heavy, then this becomes an opportunity, all right? What I would say is be very careful in here that a bear trap doesn't live, right, in here. So they could come in here and quickly come back inside, and that would be the return back into value, very much like what we saw the last few days without the crack, but the same level, right? So if you want to set price alerts today, I'm going to be look to trading here and above and here and below, and I'm going to be look to leave that alone. I don't care. It can do what it wants. You can kick and scream at me all you want in stream. Why aren't you trading? Well, because I understand where the chop is, and I do not plan on getting chopped up today. Okay, moving above to, or down, we should say, into the 5 minutes, you can see what's happened overnight. So there's your drive yesterday. Once we found that bottom, we found acceptance through value, this dip held, and then we went into price discovery mode and expansion mode. There's the new high. If you looked at that, trapped a lot of bulls, and then we faded all the way back down to where we came from. There's your double bottom, and Globex finds a bid at the bottom, and we come back into this node here, and we fail this, and now we're coming into this node here. Chop, 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 chop. That's fun, isn't it? Fun for some of you. Definitely not fun for me. It's not what I like to trade. All right, so that's what we've got. All right, moving up into some of the other indexes and why we're moving. I'm going to have a look at the broader market here. Just going to move to a 5-minute chart quickly. We'll go to ES, which has relative weakness right now. All right, a little bit weaker, still in range. Here's your break yesterday. Trade back downside, starting to fail to get back above these players, right? These buyers up here and these buyers here, right, are holding this market down. Why is it weaker? Well, semis caught a bid. If anyone was watching the event with Jensen, you would have seen the bid on Marvell, and that helped everything else catch a bid. And semiconductors are obviously much heavier weighted in the Qs, like we talk about. So same kind of story here on ES. These are your levels, right? So midpoint, currently rejection, coming back down to here. You lose the bid under here, under sort of 80s, you can think about that wash back down. If they hold the bid in here, you just keep chopping this, or maybe you chop like this, and then a bit like this, and then a bit down here. Very similar to NQ, but probably a little bit weaker. Spiders, same story. You can see the box quite clearly. There's your box, right? You're boxed in. It's just the third session. Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Building out liquidity. If we start rolling, all right, then we're going to open up the move down to some of these in all these markets. Qs are going to look very similar to this. Very, very similar. Slightly stronger though. Higher lows. Right, higher lows, higher highs, channel. All right, Qs are going to have to snap under 38s and certainly under 35s to see weakness. Again, because semis are stronger, and here is your chop. That's kind of the level. All right, so I'd say you're pinned from, let's call it 42s down to 38s right now. 4-point range. All right, quick look at CL, which is trying to find a bid. It is trying to find a bid because we haven't actually had the end of the war yet, believe it or not. We haven't actually signed anything, believe it or not. But we are weak versus here. All right, if we think about what we've seen on the Qs, think about this range here, right? Breakdown, failed to get back up, fading away from, trying to get back up, fading away from. I'll do Marvell in a bit. All right, let's get through one thing at a time. Let's be patient, eh? Let's be patient. I will go through more in a bit. Okay, VIX, finding a bid, transitioning off these lows. If it holds its bid at 16, it's going to try and grind back up to 17s and 18s. That will be weakness in the market, but it's very likely that we just sort of do this around here, seasonality-wise. Until we get to September, this is what we're probably going to see, or maybe end of summer at least. All right, where did the bid come from? Well, here are your semis. So yesterday, the semis were weak. All right, semis were weak yesterday, or at least at the open. We had a rotation into software. What we've actually seen is semis holding up. So here's yesterday's weakness, and they caught a bid at the low side of the range and accelerated back to the very top side right now. So semis are looking for 250s, all right, all the way for a breakout. That'd be new highs if they get that. All right, where's that strength coming from? It is coming from what's happening over in the announcements with Jensen right now at the summit. All right, so NVIDIA has caught a bid. Right, remember we've seen this thing sell off. This has been the leader. While this has been selling off, all the other semis have been pumping. All right, so NVIDIA's caught a bid, which is a good sign. This is its range that it will want to hold if it's going to go upside. From here, you had Jensen coming out saying Marvell is going to be the new $1 trillion company. Yes, that's all he said. Oh. So because one person says it now, we gap up 28% apparently. Well, that's what happens. Right, so it's quite simple, Marvell. It's going to need to hold a 50% pullback, right, from the gap, which is what it's trying to do. Buyers, I would say, are caught at 70s. So you can, if you're trading this, you can set price alerts. You want 50s to hold, and you need to reclaim a 70s to get going. If you can't see that and 70s reject, you're going to trade 70s to 50s, and if 50s let go, you can get a gap fill. All right, so just be aware of that. Right, we'll go through the mag quickly. Actually, before we do that, we'll have a look at software, which is trading back downside again. So it's coming back in to its range. We're still bid heavy here, which is great, but it's coming back down inside. There's yesterday's big move. We're coming back down into this range. You can set price alerts down here if you want. In fact, I will set one right now. Boom, so I know if that cracks. All right, mag, into the mag. Apple. Leaving its range that it's been in. Weakness here on Apple. There's the range. There's the backside move. Failure to make new highs. There's the crack, and now we're stuck underneath. So it's really 308 down to 305s. We lose 305s, we're coming 300. You can set price alerts there, both sides of it again. But so far, bulls now stuck overhead over a 308. So weakness starting to show itself on the tape. They will need to reclaim that. Amazon, same story. Peak formation, down we come, losing the bid at 60s into a put wall. I'm just going to zoom out of this for a second. Yeah, it's got liquidity to run here, 55s and 45s. So if we lose, if we stay heavy versus 60s and we get under 55s, we're going to come to 45s. So starting to see a little bit of weakness there in Amazon. Goog, this is probably due to catch a bid soon, honestly. Filling this imbalance, I'd be watching this level here into the 50s. You can see we've got a node there. So I want to see if it comes back down into this for a bid. But again, remains weak. Off the highs, cracking, even letting go versus yesterday as well. Underneath IB from yesterday, underneath lows. We'll see if we can get back into the 50s there. And we'll go from there. Meta. A little bit of weakness here as well, starting to vacate its range as well. Well, the top range. Back into where we were chopping for the previous month. All right, range rotation. This is probably the market for summer, folks. All right, understand that. We might be here for a while. All right, this is summer trading. May go away. Well, we're in June. Shouldn't really. It's unlikely that we get risk on until we get to the end of summer. Might be a different year because this year's been a bit of an anomaly, but I'm just warning you. Okay, Microsoft coming back down in as well. So we'll see if we can get a back test. Remember, we were looking for 30s to rebid on this. Hopefully it comes in and we can get a rebid for those swing longs, but this is what we want to see. Please come down so Alex can buy you. That's got an announcement today at 12:30. Be aware of that. Some press coming at 12:30 today if you are trading that. Nvidia, we just talked about that. Looks good. Over 225s, hold of 225s. We're looking for an acceleration back out now that it's come back upside. Right, there's the downtrend, there's the hold of it. And we see if pullbacks can start to hold 225 and start lifting. That might lift the whole sector if they get going. Tesla coming back down in, you know the number, 420 is the number there or thereabouts. All right, at the moment they're trying to hold 15s to get that upside lift. 30s and above buys now stuck. Again, giant range. Some of the software names should be coming back in. Oracle coming back in a bit. Looks good though. Let's just have a quick look at Hood coming back in a bit. Looks good though as well. Yeah, we look pretty good. Pretty good up there. All right, so you know the score. We're either going to get above the extremes, below the extremes, or for me, it will be a leave alone. It's that simple. And you got about 20 seconds left here, folks. We did have some pretty big buys this morning above a previous day value high over here this morning. There were some pretty big bids over here this morning who are currently stuck. So let's see if we let them out or not. I'm going to give this a little bit of room to calm itself down. Has the winner of the giveaway been drawn yet? Yeah, it was drawn on Twitter. They've been notified. I've seen that they've emailed me. It was Mark VWAP or something like that. Mark VWAP Trader, something like that. But it's announced on my X feed. You can see it. I'm not one of these guys that do competitions and don't give something away. These sneaky people that act like they give stuff away and don't. That's not me. Linkany man, that's not me. Anyway. Flush here at the open, box to box. Right, let's zoom in. Semi's coming back down inside. Losing the 240s at the moment. Just having a little dance around here, seeing what's going on. Spider's opening up with a bid up at the moment, trying to drive up. ES trying to drive up as well. Q's showing weakness off the semi. Semi's trying to hold 240s. Box to box complete. Here comes the bid. Again, I'm going to do everything I can not to trade in these areas. I am interested in trading under here and over here, and I'm going to try and leave this alone, folks, because this is, unless I see like some big players start to come in, this is probably going to hurt a lot of people. This is the day to understand when to be still. We also have news at 10 o'clock. All right, news at 10 o'clock today. And yeah, that news is job openings. All right, ES finding a bid here, trying to get back up to those 610s and close its gap. Bid found on semis at 240s. Let's get some volume on here before I forget. Hello, TradingView. There we go. Well done. So semi's bidding up. Have a quick look at the mag. Tesla opening up 0.16% down. Nvidia 0.117% up. Microsoft 2% down. Meta 0.25% up. Google almost 4% down right now. Amazon minus 2% or 2.17%, and Apple 1% up. So a mixed bag in the mag. And the chop continues box to box. ES driving up, washing some of these stops out. It's trying to get up to 610s on the ES. It looks like it's trying to close its gap. Q, so we're literally complete opposite. Q's at lower day, ES trying to get to higher day. It's completely opposite. The divergence is massive right now. You're not getting the lines on Bookmap. You'll need to change your tolerance. It will be studies configuration, maybe. No. Yeah, where do I do it? I'll have to find it for you in a bit. I've done a video on it somewhere. All right, so they're still trying to bid this grey box. Q's still trying to come down. ES still trying to get up towards that 610 and 613s to close its gap. Divergence still absolutely massive here. ES high of day, SPY high of day in the New York session. Q's low of day. If it's your first time here, do me a favor, watch the videos on YouTube, read the stuff in the description, read the comments that are coming through from Nightbot. You're asking the same questions everyone else has asked a million times. I don't really fancy answering them every day. Do me a favor, read the stuff first. Thanks very much. Market's just opened. I'd really like to focus on the price action for a minute. All right, box to box complete. SPY still showing strength. Peter, if you sent an email to Discord, I answered the emails this morning. If you've just sent a new one, you're going to have to wait now, my friend. If you've just sent it at market open or just before, you're going to have to give me a minute. Okay, box to box complete. Still not down into previous day value area low yet. ES trying to hold its New York view up at the moment. So we're almost there, almost complete the rotation without coming up here. This will be its final target. And then if we get under there, there'll be weakness in the market or a trap. So I'm just trying to wait for it to come in. Semis continue to break out. New high of day. They're looking for the 250. That's actually a big call wall today on the semis. So MAG is what's dragging this down. The MAG is what's selling right now. Semis are actually finding a bid. IGV is holding up, so no breakdown on IGV yet either. So software looks okay. So it's just the MAG pulling this market down at the moment. That big sell in Goog. Goog, Oracle, Microsoft, Amazon, biggest selling this morning. Okay, box to box. Here's the bid from the low of the box. Funny that, isn't it? It's what they've done numerous times before at this level. So if they can break out through 80s, they're going to try and visit 510s. I'm not touching this for anything upside. Divergence way too big right now. I don't know if some of you are trying to wind me up in chat or not to start the day, but you're doing a good job. What is my plan? If you've joined late, you need to go back to the beginning of the video. I made it very clear what my plan is today and where I'm looking to trade. Okay. Semi's almost at that 250. That's the big call wall. How we act here is going to be important. Very important. If they start failing up here on the semiconductors, then you might get an alignment for a wash and break lower here. Interestingly, I have previous day on NinjaTrader, previous day point of control down at 410s. So I'm going to just add, can I add another one of these in? No, don't do that. One of the students I just had to email. 410s here. Okay, so trying to get to 250 still. SOXL, ES pulling back, holding New York open right now. That's your big levels, your over under. See if they make a decision here. I'm kind of surprised they haven't popped this up a little bit to run some of the sellers out and then come back down in for this rotation if they're going to do it. But we're still going box to box. Still no trade here. Still no good location here to trade in my mind. So they might come and retest 500 here if they can find a squeeze before they go lower. And again, it's all on this 250s. I'm watching this 250 on SOXL and I'm watching the New York Open. We're just back to where we started at the moment on ES. There is some buying starting to happen down here. You can see them on the tape. 60s, 55s, 50s and 30s. They've not been filled yet. SOXL coming right up to that big level. If they reject here, you might get a wash in this market. So I'm just going to watch this very carefully to see if there is a rejection on 250 here. And then I think you might get this move down to here. If they scream through the 250, you're going to get a turnaround probably, I would imagine. So we're getting very, very close. There's the rejection. There's the rejection. Talk about timing it. Oh, they are funny, these lot, at the moment. All right, ES back under New York Open. So seeing some weakness in ES at 24-hour view up. If ES rejects New York Open now and starts trading lower, and we start to see that 250 rejection and trading lower on the SOXL, maybe we're going to see acceptance under here for sells. We will see. We will see. Make sure that's correct. It's wild how different my levels are right now. So this is on wild, absolutely wild. What is this? 336. Major discrepancies today between NT and TradingView, but there we go. Makes me even more scared to take a trade, to be honest. All right, here's previous day value or low based on TradingView. $303. Yeah, that's what I have on this. You're right, 303. That's what I have on NT, but on TradingView, I have it right here. It's really weird. Big divergence in the New York session, but there we go. There's the bid off it. So maybe TradingView was right. Maybe TradingView was right. Your TradingView is at 303. I don't know why mine printed there when I measured it this morning. Maybe there was just something wrong with it. And let's redo it just in case. Maybe it was just a glitch this morning. See? Oh, it's moved previous day value area high up now though, which is interesting. It's bullshit. It's struggling today. There's clearly a problem there. But there's clearly a bid there off value. So other people were looking at that level. Otherwise we wouldn't have just bid. It was very exact. So there you go. Don't know what to say, folks. Don't know what to say. I can only do what it tells me. Bizarre, I know. Bizarre, but there we go. Okay, back to 250 here, SOXL. So the argument for the bid there at the lows has taken place. ES back through New York Open. This makes me uncomfortable because if I was going to bid an extreme, I'd want that. But knowing NinjaTrader has it down here, well, that makes it very, very uncomfortable. There's like 130 points discrepancy there. That's not a little bit. That's a lot. That's a big discrepancy, but we'll see. I'm still watching these semis at 250s. They're trying to break through now. Sellers caught at those lows. There was 100 lot caught down there at 442s right now. This just looks so messy. So messy. So we think about the hourly here. We're inside all of this. This is where I'm trying not to trade. I want to see what happens at these extremes. All right, maybe there's a bid up to here, back towards 530s. All right, from here to 530s, through 530s. See if they can get 600. Over 600, I'm bullish if we hold, or we're on a failed breakout and a trade back inside. I expect today to be very nasty. If you're not impatient and you don't like trade, and you're not a good range trader, you're probably going to get hurt today. Here's the relief. They're still tapping on these 250s. ES stuck between New York VWAP and 24-hour VWAP. Another indication of chop there. No alignment above or below. Here comes the bid. So back towards the 530s probably, if they get over 500s, back towards the 530s, and then decision point up there, whether they sell back down again. The chop, it continues. There were sellers caught at those lows, though. We did catch some sellers down there in this grey box as we go back up box to box. 530s now will matter. If they get back above 530s, 550s, and 600s, then there's an available print higher or a failed breakout of the high. So here's the move towards 530s. If you did take that bid down here, I know most of you seems like you had your value down here, but for whatever reason, I had it marked here this morning. It's what it told me to mark on TradingView. We just redid it, told me the same thing. There's clearly a level there that people are looking at for value. Here's the move towards 30s. So do they reject 30s and come back inside now, or are they going to scream through 30s and print new highs? Well, I have no idea, folks. Like, we're in chop. What can I say? 250s matters on SOXL as well, right? So they got to make their mind up in a minute. Box to box, box to box, box to box. Nice, some of you taking it. So they're tapping on these 250s here. On the semis, still tapping on it. No breakthrough it yet. The last 15 minutes basically has been spent up here trying to get through it. Big call wall. It's the biggest call wall of the day. If they get through that, where's call wall number 2? Is below. So they've got room. If they can get through that in 55s, they've got room to start drifting higher. It's a big level. It is a big level. Right, here's your 30s. Are they about to go bananas on this market again? Guys, I'll get to the chat in a minute. You're all coming in here. Question. We're 17 minutes into the day. If you don't mind, I just want to watch price action for a bit, right? I'm here to trade. All right, I'm here to trade. 920 lot up here at 540. $250 rejection there again on SOXL. If they get through that, they can set a squeeze, and I'm concerned this market will just go on an absolute tear. So I'm not trying to trade this edge here at the moment, right? The extreme edge is up here and down here, and they are just range bound. And those semis, they matter. There's another rejection at 250, still holding the bid well, but unable to get through it. Tesla trying to close its gap, trying to get red to green. Nvidia now 2% up. Microsoft still in a sell. Google still in a sell. Amazon still in a sell. Patience, 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 patience. Massive seller at 540. No, he left the tape, that guy. He's moved up. He's at 590 now. He looks like the same guy as yesterday that's juggling price. Saw him on the tape yesterday. So box to box. So we've gone grey box to grey box to grey box, and they'll make the decision here. They're either going to do this or they're going to come and try and fill this out. And it's probably going to matter the broader market here or what it's going to do. This looks pretty good right now. All right, there's the 250 break. Can they base and hold? If they can, they're going to look for old highs, which are 55.50s. 55.50s will be new all-time highs on the semis if they can get there. Still a range-bound market, still inside previous day, still inside previous day's value, still inside current week's value, still outside of previous week's value. Come on, Bookmap, what are you doing? So they're going for this drift. They're going to try and close this gap and get back above previous day value area high. If we get back above all this, that's when I'm getting interested. All right, either if we can do something like this or like this for down and inside. And remember, news in 10 minutes as well. Just trying to be patient here. I want to see more people trapped, and I want to see us trade in extreme and make our mind up. Value area high here. They're trying to squeeze this now. They are attempting to close this gap. PDC is up here, folks. And if they can get through this, the big seller's at 90s. And if they get through this in base, then we can think about joining and doing something. Or if they get through this and fail breakout, we can think about trading it back inside. SOXL looks pretty good up here at the moment. They should really just squeeze this out now. They shouldn't really just keep fanning around here, which they are. Look like they're going to be doing for a little bit at the moment. And if they pull back here, they can come and test 40s and then the teens again. I mean, all the way down here is possible if they want to go to the teens. It's just a messy book at the moment. Here they go. They should complete this little squeeze out. They shouldn't need to fanny around here, given what the semis are doing. They should be trying to accelerate out of this at the moment. They are struggling to accelerate out. There's not a lot of... It's not big sellers up here. They shouldn't really struggle the amount that they are. There should be like one little clean out to go higher before they think about doing anything else. They should go and run all that liquidity. I'm surprised they haven't just done a big shove here all the way up towards 600. They're building it. Semis look great. This thing should really just be flying right now to the upside, just to run all the stops. They're getting stuck here. There's definitely a refresh seller here at 60s. Once he's out of the way, you should get a lift. And I'm going to wait once they lift to see what happens after. Here they come. So they should go 60, 70, 80, 90 is that big seller. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pull his offer as well. Is what he did earlier. It's definitely a refresh seller here at 60s though. I'm surprised ES hasn't come to 610s as well. New high of day again on SOXL. They're going to need Microsoft and Google and Amazon to catch a bid here. Still waiting for me. We should really be swiping up here. There's resting liquidity higher for it to just go and snap and take. Now each one should really just go and take it and do the damage, and we can make a decision afterwards. They're trying to do it. Here comes the 70s now. They're finally doing it. There you go. So there's the shove. And they should try and test this liquidity at 90s and see if he pulls. If he pulls, you probably get a drift higher. Yeah, they're going to come for these 90s. Here they come. Let's see if this guy pulls his offer. His 80s. You're getting close to these 90s. There's a 900 lot in 90s. I want to see if he pulls. Bit of front running to him, unsurprisingly. Right, this is current week value area high, previous day value area high. So what matters now is if we're going to base outside of this for a continuation setup, or if it's going to be a failed break and a mean reversion back inside the range again. But we're watching. I want to see what happens up here, if we can base and hold or not. So we've closed the gap on Qs, haven't closed it on ES yet. Yeah, Nvidia moving higher, but we're now pulling back on these semis. 250 is the level on semis. If they can't hold that, they're going to come right back downside. So we're still in range. Look, nothing's changed, right? Top side of yesterday, bottom side of yesterday. We're still in this. I'm waiting to see if we can base and hold to do this, or puke and do this. I'm not trying to trade in this. This is what I'm trying to avoid. We talked about that pre-market. If we can build out liquidity here, maybe I'm interested in that upside move, but I'm going to have to see strength come back in. You've got news here as well in 6 minutes, all right? Yeah, it does. ES does keep getting smacked up there, but I think you're going to get that 610 move soon enough. But you're right, it's cleared up a little bit out. Once you can get over 605, you should get that move to 610, which is your high volume level for GEX today, and through that you can close the gap 613, which I think is what it's trying to do. So we haven't filled that guy at 90s. He's still there, so he's put up a wall. And we're still inside of yesterday's value, current day's value, and current week's value. All right, so they can come right their way down to the teens now if they want to. If they can't hold the 40s, there's a trade back down into the 17s here, and then they'll make a decision there in this little node that they've developed in front of this. And if they lose that, they come right the way down, flush all the way back down to value area low. I mean, this is what range trading's like. This is why I am avoiding it like the plague right now. I just can't imagine why people like this, but people do. Lots of you love it. I think it's great for scalpers, great for people. I'll be honest, I think this is great for people who get offside, because it will let them out. People who front run, it will let them out of the front run. All right, buyers will need this back above 60s now for any strength. We did catch a participant up there. So they've got to make a mind up if they're going to let that buyer out. So back above 60s, you'll see strength come into this market. If they fail 60s, you'll see downside. So I will watch 60 now for a base above. Here we go. Here's the 60s. Is there a way of getting in now? Because we're starting to show a bit of willingness. If we can base up here, I'm interested to try and get up to 90s and above. It's a big if. We've got a base. I can't just see a shove up. We need to hold above. I'd like to see ES hold the print of New York VWAP as well. That's a good hold of 250s on SOXL on that pullback in, which we just talked about. So that's encouraging. So I'm waiting right now to see if we can get above this. All right, and do one of these. All right, or this I'm also willing for. If we clean out and come back down, I'm also willing to play that move if it's a fail break. Just be aware, there's news coming in 3 minutes, so that's probably going to keep me out of this trade. Let's hope it doesn't do the move on the news. Brother, thanks so much. I made 900 on my TPT. I'm done for today. You're the best teacher on YouTube. Thank you, my friend. All right, they're going to test these 90s. This big seller at 90s, 900 lot. He's still there, attracting price up. Oh, man, I want to pull the trigger on this, but knowing news is coming is going to make it very hard. Very, very hard to pull the trigger. Book's starting to go thin now, so everyone else is aware of this news now. Book's just cleared out as of right now. The 900 lot seller's still there. There is liquidity above him, and there's liquidity down at 530. Other than that, you've got a very thin book. Be very aware of that. If you're pulling a trigger, there's not many players right now. This can get pretty nasty pretty quick. That's what I'd be looking for, what it's just done. If we weren't into news, I'd be buying that pullback into 60s. And this seller is legit at 900, so you're going to need 900 lot buyer to get through him. There he is. That's a 944 lot market buyer just to get through him. No, I'm not joking. I'm deadly serious. Right, that's a huge buyer there. So we've got 937 delta now, buy side at 590. Remember that for the rest of the day. Above 590, you got a big buyer comfortable. Below 590, you basically have 1,000 lot buyer, very upset. And I would have traded that if it wasn't for the news, which is about to hit. I would have bought the 60s like we talked about, partialed out some into 90s, and then be looking for acceleration now if they're willing to hold the print. So basically 1,000 lot buyer at 590. So when you're below him, he's in pain. SOXL is looking for SOXL is looking for 255. 255, 50 break is basically new all-time highs on that. Man, I wish there weren't divergences or issues between NT and TradingView today. These are big, big differences, 130 points, but this was what mattered clearly. Previous day value area low was where I had it, not where everyone else had it, and we bid off it. That's flipping frustrating, I'll say that much. All right, here's the news. Tape might get washy now, be careful. We've accelerated, we've done the damage, we're at value area high, they now make their decision. All right, if we are going to go into expansion model, they are going to need to hold prints here to do this. If we're going to go into failure model, we will see this. Still pretty thin. Oh, sorry, guys. Rough throat here. And they're still holding above the 60s. SOXL's looking for that 55.50 break. Let's see if there's a way of getting involved one side of the trade here. At the moment, buy side looks good. All the time they're above that player at 90s and holding bids at 60s. We lose that and it's a different ball game. So H1, yeah, 60s looks good. For a holder pull back into 60s would be interested. Just need to be aware of that big buyer now, who might become stuck. So I'll see if we can hold this pullback. Maybe I'll have a go. The 90s, they are holding 90s for now. I'd rather it come to 60s and see a reaction. ES looking good. SOXL looking good. I'm interested in a bid here if possible. If they can come a bit lower. Here we go. Let's see if there's a reaction at 60s. Can you come a little bit lower for me? Nope. Can you come a bit lower? Really don't want to bid these 90s with this guy. I can easily get stuck here. Can you please come a bit lower? $10 AM on Top Step does not look like mine. That's because Top Step is top shit, and you probably shouldn't be trading with it. You'll never hear me say good words about that company, unfortunately. I wish I would and could, but I can't, because their data, or the way they print data, is wrong. Your EMAs will be wrong. Your VWAP will be wrong. Your volume profile will be wrong. Your delta will be wrong. And they won't fix it because they won't employ enough people. All right, they're looking to try and lift this at the moment up to 20 and 25s. I want to get long, but I'm waiting to see a retest of 60 first to see if we're willing to hold that print. So we're coming down towards the levels of interest for me. Now, if we trap sellers down here, I'm interested. If we fail below 60, everything changes under this. So I'm waiting to see if we can trap some sellers in here for this print upside. So there's two trades on the deck right now. I'm waiting to see if we can do this, or if this is going to be a fail break and we're going to do this move. I'm happy to play either. I'm just waiting to see enough people trapped to make that decision. Here comes the move to 60s. This book's starting to thicken up both sides now. ES is holding up well. SOXL still above those 50s, 250s. I think we're probably going to get a drive out from here. Here's the 70s. Man, they're going to make this so hard to join today. Bid came in there at 70s. We're very tight on the book here, both sides. Looking to get long if they can just pull down and trap someone in. All right, I'm long. Put a piece on here at 90s because they're not coming deep enough. I need to get it back through the 600s. Don't really want to be caught here this morning. But we're back through that player at 90s and there's a chance to start accelerating now. We didn't quite get to my 60s I wanted, but we got close enough and they've turned off it. So I'd like to see us get through the 600s now for strength. Good, thank you. All right. Stops moving up and we'll just see if we can print new high of day here. Here we go. We've got imbalances to fill up at 50s. This is the box that I'm trying to attack up here to 60s and then previous day high if possible, which will be new all-time highs. Yeah. We're in Scalp City. Protect yourself. Do not let this come under 90s if you are long with me here. We are buying high to go higher, but we are looking for an expansion model now because we've trapped everyone in. I will not let this come under 90s. It is as simple as that. This is not coming under 90s for me. I don't care. We'll stop out. Do not want to get caught up here if they're going to do a fail break. So they've got a bid 90s here for me. Good. Keep bidding in front of 90s. Don't like that these guys at 70s and 50s haven't walked up. Makes me a little uncomfortable, to be honest with you. Like to see that book move up to protect the pivots. Well, that's a good hold. Can we fill these players at 25s up to 50s? Come on. Bids coming in, which is good. Come on. You guys at 85, please move up. Really don't want to get stopped out because you're just being assholes, not coming up enough. Please move up on the tape. Right, 500 lot now at 6:30. Be aware of that. You probably get some front running into him. Here we go. This is why we wait. This is why Alex waits patiently for momentum to come into the market. Avoided all that nonsense this morning. All right, into some TPs here. Grey box. We can TP some out here. So TP into here, and then we're looking for this. All right, it's simple. Some into grey box, and then here. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, my days. Give me your plan. What are you going to do? I'm executing exactly what I told you I was going to execute at 9:15 for you this morning. I'm doing exactly what my plan is exactly what I'm doing right now. All right, 500 lot at 30s. You TP some out here because we're getting tight. They can fail up here. This is where we caught buyers. This grey box is where we caught buyers from sort of 2 to 3 o'clock yesterday. Yeah, or 1:30 to 3 o'clock yesterday, this grey box. So this is a TP for me, and we'll hold then after that to see if we can get all-time highs. But this is, I've already paid myself some into this grey box. It's the same story. I want 90s to bid. If 90s don't bid, I'm out because I know there is 1,000 lot buyer there, and if he's not there anymore, it means he's exited, or he hasn't, and he's going to get stopped out. So I've TP'd some up here, and that's it. We just wait to see now. It was all about waiting to see who's trapped on the table. I'm a little bit annoyed it didn't come to 60s. I would have got a really nice entry if we'd come down to these 60s. Here we were very, very close. All right, so here you would have seen I didn't chase. I was like, if we can come to 60s, protect this, and then do this, is perfect. It's almost perfect. I was a little bit shy of it, but there we go. Be careful, there's a sell side imbalance here at 10s. We want to accelerate through 10s now. There's a little bit of front running of this, that people are a little bit scared of this 500 lot at 6:30 right now. ES new high of day, good. Right, SOXL, we want to print through 55s and make a new all-time high here. That will really help us. So if you haven't TP'd, you got to TP some out around this level. You have to pay yourself some around this level. A failed breakout is still possible in this market of value, but ideally we're going to come up here and print new highs with the strength we're seeing in the SOXL. Remember, MAG is not looking great right now. Equally weighted MAG with 0.60% down. We are leaning on semiconductors again. All right, we're leaning on Marvell, we're leaning on Nvidia to help us get us this lift higher that we're in right now. I wonder when my wife's going to wake up. It's our wedding anniversary today. I wonder if she's forgotten. I haven't. I've got her a very nice watch and a bunch of roses and a card. I reckon she's forgotten. Thank you, everyone. How many years? 8 years married, and we've been together since 2011. We met in 11. So 15 years together, 8 years married. Thanks, everyone. Come on. on, squeezer. Give me a lemon squeezer, Ebenezer, please. Through the 30s, please. I don't like this. Come on. Through the 30s, please. I really don't want you to pull back. Come on. ES looks great. It's going for that 610 and 613s we talked about at the beginning of the show. The only thing is semis are pulling back now, folks. Semis are pulling back to these 250s. If we lose 250s on the semis and we haven't printed a new high, I'll probably take it off. We're coming for these 250s on the semis. I want a 5-minute bull flag to be held here. So we need semis to hold 250s and then print off it. Otherwise, I'm going to stop out at 90. It's not coming below 90. There's no way I'm letting this come below 90, because if semis lose 250 and we lose 90s, we can rotate. Hopefully, we can get this print through 30s and keep going. Thanks, everyone. Very kind. Here we go. ES looks good. So if you're playing ES, this is your gamma level right here on ES, and your gap fill will be your gap fill that you'd look for the next TP would be 613s or 613s and a tick. And if you can get above 615s, then you're looking for a trade up to 623s or 622s. So your TPs right now on ES 610, 613s, and then above 615s and 618s, you're going to lift to 622, 623, and then back to all-time highs. So it looks good. Here we go. Beautiful. Let's get through these 30s now. Come on, squeeze this guy out, please. Here's the 30s. Here's the 500 lot. He is legit as well. Let's get rid of him. Let's see a big buyer come in here. I want to be careful. Once we get through this, there's probably going to be excess. Come on. Bang. Beautiful. Let's get through this now. Accelerate, 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 please. Nice hold of the 250s on the semis for that flag we talked about. Moving the stop up now because we're seeing aggressive buying up here. And we'll see how high we can get. Can we get the 50s to fill these imbalances? So there's an imbalance in at 50, at 77, and at 88. Let's fucking go, man. Oh, baby. We can get a little bit more out of this. We can basically get a 100-pointer. If we can squeeze up a bit more. Let's go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Thanks very much, market. Avoided all your bullshit and joined in once I knew what you were doing. You got out at 93. Why? Why? The big player is at 90, right? The 1,000 lot player is at 90. So you've got to, like, if I've told you there's a 1,000 lot player at 90, we got to use him, right? So now we know there's a 500 lot player at 28, right? So we could move our stop up now to 23 or like 20, which is what I've now done, right? Which is basically an RBS, right? We were waiting for this breakout. Here we come. We're coming right into this first imbalance. We might get a little bit sticky up here at 50s. So I'd say 50s there's an imbalance, 55 there's an imbalance, and 78 there's an imbalance. And here comes the lemon squeezer. ES about to fill its gap as well. You might get a reaction off 13s here. 13s and a tick on the ES. Just remember that. Actually gap fill. It's almost like Alex said this pre-market, right? Right. Right? This is all we had to wait for. The problem is people get so impatient, right? We open up inside bar, inside range, and everyone wants to pull the trigger. I don't want to pull the trigger. I want everyone else to pull the trigger because then I can abuse them. Right, if we can't hold 20s here, I'm out. The big player came in at 28, so at the moment we're holding him. There are imbalances underneath. I'm not going to let this come below 20. I will stop out my runner under 20. Because if we lose that, we're coming back to 90. And I just can't give 50, 60 points back on a runner. It just doesn't seem right to do. But look where we're starting to get a little bit stuck on ES. Between 10s and 13s. That's what we anticipated here. So if we lose 30s, there is an argument for a flush here all the way back down to 90s. I will stop at 20s. I'll give it a little bit of wiggle room. Your ninja's been down, going through rhythmic. Oh, mate, I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. It's just one day, though, mate. Don't just remember that. Don't let it put you on tilt. If that's frustrated you today, just close the screens, Tyson. I get very frustrated with stuff like that. It annoys me. I think as retail traders, they need to do better for us. You know, we don't have all the skills and tools and everything else they have. So at least the ones we have and pay for, it would be nice if they at least worked. I'm about to stop out here, folks, and the runner's out. There we go, I'm out. And if they want to revisit 90s now, they will. That's it. That's the trade done for me. It's the Lewis Hamilton trade for acceptance. All right, we got stuck at the grey box. We expected that to happen. So unfortunately, down here, I found a bit confusing when I realized it was giving me 2 prints. But that would have been, if anyone had had that print that I had, that's a very cheap buy, isn't it? That's a good buy for that. There's the range rotation. There's the hold of the range. And that's the next move. Box to box. Thanks very much. That's your low-hanging fruit done. If they want to keep grinding this today, they can come up here. If they want to be nasty, what they'll do is they'll flush all these balls out. All right, and then they'll come back and do this move later. The failed break, all right, will be this trade inside. But the way we've built this, it looks more like a trend day at the moment, I will say. This does not look like the type of day that we give the whole thing back, but things can change. And the 250s on these SOXL matters. So I'm flat now, done with it. Let it build out some liquidity for a bit now while it makes a decision for what happens next. I'm absolutely fine with that. We hit the main targets. We hit the main targets. Right, SOXL back under those 250s. Big level. Right, one of you that asked for Discord, let me just set you up now. Peter, is it? There we come. Peter, let me set you up now, my friend. Now that we're having a little break and I can think. I've only got so much brain power each day. There you go, buddy. Who is they? They is whoever you want them to be. Big whales, market makers, banks, whoever you want them to be. If you want to call it an algo, it's not a fucking algo, right? But if you just think about the big players as in market participation as one big person, right? Just think about it as one big person. It's easier to understand the market that way. That's very typical of Wyckoff theory. Well, they're holding the 90s. I would say if you get back above 30s, all the bulls have control again here. But if you reject 30s here, they can do a lower high there. The reason I'm saying that, all right, I'm going to show you on the book. Right, this is your 1,000 lot market buyer down here at 90s. Right here, that's your 1,000 lot buyer. Up here, we had a 500 lot buyer. So we're now, right, stuck between this guy and this guy. All right, they are still absorbing sellers down here. They're not letting, this buyer is still in control. And if they get back above 30s, there's an argument to fill these imbalances up here and get right back up to highs. I won't be buying up here now. All right, I bought at a price I was comfortable with. I would say the profile is looking like a trend day to me. It can change, but right now, as of 50 minutes in, it's looking like a bit more like a trend day currently. But if they fail 30s here, fail 90s, then you have buyers stuck, and that's a whole different conversation. The composite man, yes, Lenny, exactly. That's Wyckoff's whole outlook on it, right? The composite man. So if you think about how we trade, we are trying to understand what they are doing. They might be one bank, one individual, all of them together. It doesn't matter. However you need to frame it to understand what's going on. Fear and greed index down to 56 from 61. I mean, in all honesty, though, in all honesty, has that thing worked for the last 10, 20 years? I don't think so. I look at it as well. I'm not saying you shouldn't look at it, Rocks, but you just wonder, does that thing work? All right, back above the 30s, buyers are back in control. So they flushed me out. They flushed my weak hands out, and they are holding previous day value area high. And there is still an argument to print higher, all right, because we are still above this. All right, there is still an argument for this. This looks like a trend day to me. Right now, things can change. This is like a trend day to me, and they can try and get up to there. I think that's what they're trying to do. SOXL back above the 250 again. So if they keep that's the big battle right now that I'd be watching. All right, because the strength is coming from here. When we look at the sectors, this is the strength. There's your 250. All right, I'm always looking for this. All right, so if they can keep holding this, 55s I think is all-time high. We can just zoom it out. Yeah, 55.50 is all-time high. So if they can hold this and do one of these, you're going to see strength in the market. If they lose this and semis give back, you're going to see weakness. Why? Well, if we're looking across the board, software, internal range of yesterday, and that might look weak, but it's still inside of yesterday. Still not crossed that big level. All right, we're going to ping pong in here for a while. If we look at the broader market, broader market today, let's just refresh that in case. Okay, there you go. Semis finding a bid. Surprise, surprise. Semis finding a bid today. Software weaker today. So rotation back out of software into semis. Communications weak. Consumers weak. Healthcare weak. All right. These are the ones that are in ES and not in the NQ. That's why you got relative weakness right now in ES. Healthcare is weak. Right, energy pretty neutral, a bit of a bid on CVX, but mainly neutral here. Consumer defensive, also weaker, which is why probably YM's weak. There you go, YM is weak today. Just check over 1/3% down. Understand what's in each asset. So right now, this is what's driving the market, semis. So we're watching SOXL as the key indicator. They are heavily weighted in the Qs. Alex, the price come to 600. Why you didn't enter there? Why I didn't enter there? Because there is a buyer at 30s who's caught. Right, so we've hit a main target. It came to 600, but this guy is stuck. Right, so until we print over 30s, like I just said, we're going to go from 90s to 30s, 40-point range. If both these buyers become stuck, you might see a bigger drift lower. That's why I didn't enter 600. Why enter 600? What's the reason to? If they hold value, I get it. But the difference is, when we were doing this on the way up, all right, we were in price discovery for today's session up here, and there wasn't a buyer stuck. Now we know there's a buyer stuck. And if we come under 90s, we got 1,500 market lots stuck, and they can come back down into here. It's different. You're also seeing lower high, lower low now. Structures changed. Structures changed, right? This area matters. If we fail under this, there is an argument for this move here today. Again, if we do that, we're in range. Unless I'm going to play the fade back into range, I'm going to have to be careful. SOXL back under 250 again. Alex, I followed you 2 days ago. You're amazing, man. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Hopefully it's helping you learn. All right, so back to previous day point of control, under current day point of control. Remember, the big buyer is at 90s. All right, so he needs it back above 90s to be out of pain. If we keep rejecting 90s and rejecting 30s, that buyer is going to be in pain. There's an argument then for a rotational move. We are still, it's very messy. I'll make this clear. We're above the opening range, Globex and PDC. We are below the big market buyers who have taken activity today at 10 a.m. onwards. All right, so that's your juggle, and you're seeing weakness come into these semis. Now they might want to come and retest the pre-market breakout, which we down at sort of 46s, which it looks like they're trying to do right now. So if they're going to get a reaction at the pre-market highs on semis, it would be at 46s. So if you want to bid down there, you could. If they lose that though, well, you're going to be in pain. Why your profile looks like a Tetris block? I don't know. You probably have to reset. Check it's on 1,000 rows or on 2 ticks. And if it is and it's not working, just you probably got to reset trading view. Sometimes it gets very funny. All right, book's getting thin here. There must be news or something. Book just cleared and got very aggressive. Be careful. Why did that clear out there? US Secretary of State Rubio. The Iranian conventional shield has been subsequently eroded. All right, Iran headlines. Circling. Fun. Fun. Yeah, there you go. Rubio talking. All right, so who do we have stuck now? We have the big buyer stuck. All right, so if you're going to put a big bubble on, it would be a big bubble here. And where was the other one? 30s, and there'd be a big bubble here. All right, green bubbles. All right, these guys are stuck. All right, here's back inside the orb. And if we start to lose this, this becomes available. I'm surprised, but it's absolutely available for them if they want to go through rotation, because we are now not above previous day's value area high. If they can't hold this, then they're going to see weakness come into the market. And here comes the retest on SOXL of those pre-market highs I just talked about. So 47s here, I would say, are key. If they can't hold 47s, well, the sector which is holding the market up is going to be weak. You're teaching me patience. I avoided a bad entry waiting for your entry, and then I made a good entry and exit on QQQ for nice profit. Nice. Good work. You're welcome, Jimmy. All right, big level here for the SOXL. This is its pre-market high. If they can't bid this, this market will probably get in trouble. And I'll be watching now to see if we start to fail 60s or 90s. Are we going to go into a rotation if we fail 60s or 90s? Or are we going to reclaim that range and this is just a deep washout, washing the weak hands? We're about to find out. We will find out. So I'm looking now to see what we're going to do. Are we going to do something here or here for this? Or are we going to do this for the drive back up? Both are available because we are trading the edge. This is the edge. So I'm waiting to see. Sellers starting to try and take over here. There's 120 lot, 60 lot seller down here at 45s. Just waiting to see if we lift up to 60s and how we act at 60s at the moment into this node. I want to see us lift up there and make a decision. Do we print straight through it and try and hold the bid? Or are there going to be sellers who defend there and we'll get short versus value? That's a good rejection. Didn't even get up there. So sellers are definitely up here trying to smash this back down. All right, we're going to have to join in here somehow. So rotation, big sellers at these lows at 40s. Definitely into a rotation here. All the time they're under 60 pressure. Big sellers getting caught there at 40s. I'm still waiting to see if I can get a fill if I see a rejection between 60s and 70s. Watching this here to see if there's a sell opportunity. I want to be careful. SOXL holding that 47 bid. Oh my God, could you make this harder for me, market? I don't think you could. I want to get short, and that is a good hold. Maybe I'll ignore the short here. I might regret holding and ignoring the short here, but that's the pre-market breakout hold on SOXL, and if they reclaim 250, this will go squeezy. So I'm going to ignore the short here just based on what I'm seeing for now. Otherwise, I'd be selling this. I might regret it. I might regret it. If you guys want to sell it, I don't hate it, but I don't like being sell side, seeing strength on SOXL at a key level. Just being honest. Just being honest. Right. So what I'm watching here, this has come deep and it's bid off that pre-market. All right, right here. So we just talked about that, right? 47s. There's the 47 bid. right? If they go lower high and this, we puke it. If they reclaim this, whole market probably goes into a squeeze. Why I'm ignoring the short. I was thinking about the short, and you would have had me called it into 60, and I saw that and I went, no. No, 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 no. The 250 retest here. Semis. Can we get another trade? What are we going to do? We're going to build for rotation lower, or is this just a washout and we're going to go box to box again? Remember, buyers are caught at 90s. 250 rejection there. All right, I put some risk on. I'm sell side. I've put a short on there on that pop up to the Globex. Small size at 70s because we're back under the 60s, or we're at 60s. If we reclaim 250s here, I'll take it off. And if we come through this last pivot, I'll take it off as well because they can lift to 90s. Here's my entry. You know, wash me out. I gave it a go. I gave it a go on the weakness, and we're straight through the 250s. All right, so break even there. No big deal. Well, minus, I don't know, a point or 2 points. And we'll see if they test the 90s. So gut instinct was right. Should have avoided that. There you go. Impatience from me. If they get back above 90s, buyers take control here. If they get above 90s here, buyers will take control. Through the 250s, man, it's all on the SOXL. That bid on 47s was the bid. They're back through the 250s. If they hold above the 90s now, then they will try and test the player at 30s. And oh my God, they've made this so difficult. So difficult seeing that strength to try and to want to get short. Why get short now? I don't think there's a reason to get short now. Sorry, I'm having to talk myself through this. I don't think there's a reason for me to get short now. No shorts. Not right now. No. Not with the strength over there. No, not going to do it. Lost by a point or two there. Not going to do it. Don't care what level we're trading at. We're seeing strength in the market. We're back above the 90s. I'm not going to sell this. Not going to sell this. I think we can potentially squeeze, so don't want to get caught the wrong side of it. If they rebid 90s here, they're going to try and get to 30s. If they can't rebid 90s, they're going to try and rebid 60s. I'm not going to short this until I see major weakness come in this market. And we are just not seeing that at the moment. We are seeing strength. They're trying to push this up to 20s and 25s again now. There you go. Is the squeeze. I'm so glad I can understand this. Here comes SOXL. Rip, 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 rip. That 47 hold. Oh my God. Why didn't I just bid? Why did I not just bid on that, knowing there was strength? Maybe the pullback to the get long. Yeah, I think it probably was. Like I said, yeah, this is trading. It's so hard, right? I got in my head saying probably shouldn't short that, seeing the strength in SOXL holding 47s. SOXL then reclaimed 250. This is your big grey box that we're holding. We're back above the key levels. We're back above 90s. The player at 90s is now comfortable. We should come and test the player at 30s now. And through 30s, we should probably go for new all-time highs, which is up here. So if 90 bid holds, they're going to try and test the player at 30s that we talked about earlier, right? So if they hold 90s, they test 30s. If they lose 90s, they test 60s. It ain't easy. Believe it or not, trading's not the easiest thing to do in the world. It's fun though, isn't it? It's all about discipline. Can you have the discipline? So testing 90s, is this player going to stand up here? There is liquidity above 15s, 20s, 25s, 40s and 45s. If the semis can hold the 250 print on a pullback, that will be a sign of strength. You plan not to trade the range? Yeah, I told myself not playing the range. I'll play outside of range. the 90s. If they can't hold this, they're going to go 60s. If they can hold this, they're going to test 30s above. ES new high of day. So ES is going. Filled its gap. All right, so that's your TP2 on ES. Now you're looking for 23s on ES for your next one. Oh my God. Make this harder for me. Make this harder for me. So watching this 250 to see if they hold this dip here on the semis. Do they put a higher low here? 250s-ish, somewhere around that. For strength or not? So tight here. If they hold this dip and then start going, market probably moves upside with it. If they can't hold this and they come back to 47s, you're going to see weakness on the tape. And we're just dancing around where that 1,000 lot player was. Here's the dip hold. Okay, I'm considering a long here now. Same play as earlier if we can. So tight, man. See if we hold this 600 level or 95. There's a bid just above 95. I want to see if he holds or if he's going to pull before I get in. All right, I'm long. I like that. I like that. Very tight stop. Just under 90. Nice. All right. Can we just accelerate, please, away from all of this liquidity? Thank you. Get back up through the grey box now, please. Come on, go now. Nice SOXL, beautiful. Now accelerate higher, please. So patient having to watch this tape today. Do not come back down under 95. I want 95 prints to hold here. There's lots of sellers here, 15 to 20. Do not come down here. Get away from this block. Under 90, I'm cutting. I'm leaning on this buyer. Under 90, I'm cutting. Nice. Good. Go now. That's a retrap. You have to go higher now. You just trapped again. Go. Go. Go through 25s. I want these bids at 80 to move up towards 600. Come on. Please. All right, I'm moving my stop up. I'm not letting this under 92. I don't care if it does an Alex trade. I'm not risking much on this. Hopefully we can just accelerate out. Tight. Very close to my stop. Come on, semis. Come on, semis. Come on, semis. Come on, semis. Yeah, go on, semis. Go, 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 go. Come on, semis. I like it. I like it. Through the 52s. Accelerate. Let's go 55s. Let's go 55, 50 breakout. Let's get new high of day on semis. Let's get new all-time high on semis. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Please, lift, lift, lift. You're making this so hard to sit in this. Really like ES to hold a print over PDC here. Same with SPY. Initial balance also printed. Oh, God. We don't really want to be trading here versus IB. Okay, I need to see an acceleration away from this very, very quickly. Otherwise, I'm just going to take it off because I don't want to get stuck here if we're going to start rotating IB. Very close to me here. Very close to me here. I'm at 92s here. Come on, just complete the move, please. Up, 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 up. About to go BE here. Oh, it's left me in by what, a tick? Not for long. Out. All right. That's my sign to avoid this for a minute. You watch. They're going to hold this 250 print on SOXL and then rip this thing higher after stopping me out. Alex trade coming up here in about 30 seconds. About 30 seconds. We had a go. We had a go for it. Here it comes. Here comes the Alex trade. Here comes the Alex trade. ES looks great. SOXL just held that bid in front of 250. Did we just wash me out? Did we just grab my stop? I don't know. Either way, this is why I hate range trading. Trying to get the acceleration away from it when we're very tight. Yeah, I think if that's what you've had, Rox, then it's, you know, it's good trade management. Here it comes. What's the Alex trade? It's a joke we have in chat because the amount of times, normally it happens on my runner, but the amount of times I will get stopped out with the correct thesis and then it goes is quite large. So a lot of people in chat give wider stops or they enter when I stop out. What I'm watching on my side monitor here, okay, is ES. What is that awful dart pool print? What the fuck is that? ES up here trying to hold over IB and PDC. So strength in ES right now. And then I'm watching SOXL above the 250s. So it washed me on this little dip, but it's holding. And, you know, to me, this is trying to hold for the breakout. All right, it's trying to build this, which is why I was trying to get long for this move. And 55, 50s or so, new all-time highs, and we'll start squeezing on the market. But it's funny, I watched some famous influencers yesterday being like, crude's going up and NQ's down and it's broken. It's like, mate, do you understand what's actually inside the NQ? Like, okay, sometimes we get nice runs with oil, but, you know, the market doesn't just move on oil, buddy, when you're trying to short the highs. Yesterday we had semis and software catching a bid. Why would you try and short that? I don't know. Mental people out there. It's the Alex trade. Yeah, I think it's probably like, look, if semis go here, then it's probably going to happen. And they look really good. They look really good. I'm not going to have another go at it because I'm being stubborn. But I got washed out there. Trying to be good with it. Here it comes. Here comes the Alex trade. Well done, everyone. There we go. Pass the grenade. Day 2 of grenades. Okay, looks good. Semis are going. This looks great, guys. All right, so if you want to TP some here, you want to watch this edge into 20s. 30s is the big player that's stuck. All right. Be in scalp mode until you get above initial balance. Above initial balance, if you hold the print above the IB, above high of day, then we can be looking for the all-time highs. But like, be protective of this edge here. So if you can, pay yourself between 20s and 30s. Because remember, we still have a 500 lot buyer stuck at 30s. But we are seeing this, this great absorption. Where I stopped out, there was fantastic absorption under, right? I stopped at 292s, and then all the absorption came under here. Of course it did, Alex. You clown. All right, you should, if you can break above 20s, you're going to test the 500 lot buyer up here at 30s. Pay yourself a little bit into 30s, in front of 30s, all right? And then try and hold for acceleration out of it. Yeah. You guys are sorry. Yeah, it's all right, guys. It's okay. It's just trading. I have to manage my risk the way I do. It's fine. New hive day ES. So you're seeing everything come together. If you're trading ES, this is looking really good. So if you can get, all right, a break of 18s here, you should get a stop run then up to 22 All right, and your target above 18 is 22 and then all-time highs on ES. You look good. So that here's the 18 test. If they can get the stop run above 18s, I think you get 22s here on ES. I'm going to be right back, folks. All right, I'm going to be right back. Give me a coffee. All right. All right, so you got stuck so far at 30. You're still in bullish rotational control at the moment. New high of day there on the semis. They're looking, remember, semis need... There's a cool wall at 55s. I'm just going to double check this, make sure we got it correct. You basically need a 55-60 break on the semis. So we're up at all-time highs right now on semis. And you got stuck just in front of 30s. Why? Well, again, because the big buyer might have sold in front of his lot. All right, so we have a 500 lot buyer up there who's currently stuck. The other big buyer here is 90. So the rotation can still take place in here. It's why you should have taken a partial on that way up. Like I said, between 20s and 30s, pay yourself a little bit. And ideally, you get an acceleration like they're trying to now through the 30s. Through the 30s and base above, then you're looking for IB high and then through that all-time highs up here. So it looks good. ES looks great. We're just lagging behind a little bit here on the Qs today. Semis are pulling back now as well, just to make it extra hard. So the divergence and rotation keeps taking place here. Hopefully this goes for you folks. So, but as long as you've paid yourself some, it doesn't really matter either way, does it? You should have paid yourself some. And definitely you don't want it under 90s. It's that simple. Under 90s, you're going to lose some control. So it's a good hold. Hopefully they can accelerate over 30s for you now. I'll see if there's a way of me getting involved if we are going to do that. Keep failing up there at the moment. Surprised they haven't filled all this liquidity above. So you can see they're building out this node here. This is becoming a range here. And they can do this for a bit. And why is that range happening? 30s and basically 90s. These guys, the big buyers, dictated this range. So now we're ping-ponging between them. Yeah, still looks good. Semis still look good. As long as your entry was at a decent level, you still look good. There is a seller starting to move down. He's getting upset he's not getting filled. He's now at 25s. Not you done it. Thanks. New hour coming in 10 minutes. Hourly still looks great. All dips versus 570s right now look pretty good to me versus this grey box on the hourly. They look pretty good. ES new high of day break. SOXL is going for a new high of day. Hopefully you can complete the move here through the 30s for your runners. It would be nice if it just completed a move for you for once instead of the huge divergence playing out every day at the moment. Can they get through the 30s? Through the 30s, you will get going. It's as simple as that. Through 30s, you get going. You are seeing absorption here. Every flush so far down into 600 has been absorbed. Everything in front of 90 has been absorbed. That's your sort of key level. It remains the key level. 90s to 30s is the rotation. Over 30s, you should get a squeeze out as long as we're in breakout on the semis and the rest of the indices. There's so much liquidity high for them to fill now all the way up to 60s. I think it will come. It's whether they need one more trap. But like I said, this is your box. This is where you're boxed in right now. Hopefully you guys are long down there where I stopped out. And hopefully they can do this for you. TP and TP. That's what you want to see. You should have already paid yourself some, and hopefully your runners get going here. Surprised they are struggling so much up here in front of 30. I'm surprised they haven't actually tapped 30. Because even on the book, there's a lot of liquidity above 30 all the way up to 60 right now to fill. There's 30 points they can go and fill up there. I am somewhat surprised they haven't done it. But this was like last time, right? They took ages and ages and ages, and then they did it. And they're building to try and get through. Here comes the test. They're trying and trying and trying. Can they get up through the 30s for your little squeeze out here? Here's the push to 20s. Can they get you up to 30s? Remember, 30s is the big level, and through that, you probably get new high of day. Yes, new high of day. SOXL still pausing around. It's still fanning about. You can see this shelf here. They can't find acceptance above this sort of 20 level. Once they base above this, should be good. Should be good. You guys holding your runners. So ES is coming up to that 22 level that we talked about. This is your next TP on ES, by the way. It can fail here. So this is a good area to take TP on ES. And then after that, if you get acceptance through 22s, then you're looking for all-time highs. Come on, NQ. Give it to the people. They're being very patient here for the 30 test. All right, here they come for the 30 test. Get through the 30s and go to new high of day, please, for the people. I want to get everyone in this chat paid. So I'd like you to complete the rotation. Stop being annoying. You weak piece of junk. Right, TP2 here. Here's your 30s. That's your next TP. Now you're looking for high of day. All right, there's your 30 test. Now you're looking for high of day. This was the trade I was looking for and got knocked out of. So that's your 30 test. Through this, high of day. Through high of day, previous day high. So through this, high of day. Through this, previous day high, which is all-time highs. What a pain. What a pain to get knocked out of that. Never mind. Never mind. Through the 30s, here comes high of day. Value area high here, 35. You should get high of day here. There's a seller up here, 188, lot at 60s. Hopefully you get it. Congratulations, everyone. I'm happy for you all. Wonder if we can get another entry somewhere. Runners left? Yeah, you should just have runners left. You should just have runners left. You guys are probably long from 90 or whatever. So 255.50 will be new all-time highs on the semiconductors. If you get that break, they're close. If you get that break, you will probably see a push up here. Hopefully they don't just wash it down to the bottom side of this again for you before they do it for you. It would be a pain in the butt to sit through, I'd imagine. The wicks are disgusting. Well, we're at big battlegrounds, right? You got to understand where we are. right? This is the grey box. This is the big player. Above this big player, a hold of this shelf. We're looking to fill these imbalances and get back up to highs. Under this big player, we can't hold a print above the shelf. They probably rotate all the way back down to 90 again. We don't want them to do that because you guys are probably long down there where I stopped out. I stopped out at 92s. Why not grab a few points? Because I can see what is happening. Well, where would my risk have to be right now? I would argue, right? Okay, I guess I could argue I'd do this for a couple of points. But really, I wanted to be long down here on that big player, looking for this move. Now I'm going to have to lean on the 500 lot, knowing that if I'm wrong, I've got to risk all the way down here, really, to the edge of the range. It's not ideal. Unless I just risk the top of the range. There is an argument to do that. I understand what you're saying. One, why not scalp this is what you're saying. I'd rather scalp that afterwards if they're going to be nasty. And I don't want to buy the most premium price. Remember, what I would have to do here is buy a premium price on the day versus a micro shelf here to try and get higher. It's not an ideal trade. Nice trades today. If we didn't have this problem between NT and this was easy. That was actually an easy trade. If I didn't have this double printing down here, I would have traded that. And I think all you guys had this print down here. It was only me that had this. Weird. It is a bit weird. Don't know if there's like CME data problems or something, or why they're showing it differently. Right, ES is getting stuck at these 22s at that target price for you guys. So it's got to find acceptance back inside all this block higher. It hasn't pulled back for like 15, 20 minutes since being up here. It could easily pull back here, the ES. We need to hold a print above 30s. And they're trying again. So they will try and clear out these liquidities for this 200 lot seller at 60s now, which will be a new high of day, which is what you guys want to see. Here's the gamma wall 55 on semis. Remember, 55 50s, 55 60s is your breakout. If we do any form of trap here, I'm willing to get long. They just squeeze without me. There's not a whole lot I can do, really. It's the 35s. I'd be high coming, and then all the way up here, folks. Can you do a little trap or something so I can get involved? Probably not. You're probably just going to squeeze. Here goes the ES. Any little trappy trap for Alex to play, or just a straight squeeze up without me? Probably a straight squeeze up without me. 25s now. So if ES can hold inside this grey box now, you want dips to hold sort of 22s, 23s. If they can't hold that, there's an argument for it to give a 10-point shove back down on a rejection. That's not enough of a trap for me to bid on. That's tiny. And they've held it. If that was it, there's flip all I can do with that. That's tiny. I haven't washed anyone out. I think that was it, though. Look at that. That was it. That little move was it. I can't do anything with this. I think it's going to go. I think they might have actually just caught enough on that tiny micro flush, which is ridiculous. It's like, what, 3 points or something, but they absorbed it so quick. I think you're going to get IB higher here. Here goes SOXL. 55s. Remember, 55 is coming. It's going to fucking go. There's nothing I can do, guys. It's about to break out. SOXL, all-time high coming up. And once that breaks, this thing's going to absolutely smack faces through it. Fuck me. All-time high. You're going to get IB high break here, and then you're looking for all-time high. So TP2 here, coming up here. into IB high and over that all-time high. There's nothing I can do here. I'm going to have to wait for a rebase. Here comes TP2. Starting to feel tilt run through my veins now. Is that FOMO I hear? It's absolutely FOMO you hear. Yeah, it's tilty. I can feel it in my hands. This is what happens when you fucking knew it all and it still took your stop. All right, that's your TP2. You're banging on all-time high breakout here on the semis. 50s, 50s, 60s, basically 255, 56, 255, 50s, 255, 60s. Once that goes, it's boom time. Oh, man. But you hit TP2 here. So your runners only for all-time highs now. Alex, I don't have FOMO. How do you handle the opposite? What do you mean, the opposite? What's the opposite? How stupid is it to be in SPY puts here? Well, what are you risking? It looks pretty stupid to me. I mean, I understand the level. In fact, let me check the spiders. Yeah, no. What are you doing? Why? No. Your call wall was at 60. You've not seen a reaction yet. You're just playing a level without seeing a reaction. You're trading the spiders. There's your high of day break. All right, so TP2 is now hit. Now you're looking for this. If you're trading the spiders, all right, like I said, it's the same as EES. This was your TP2 target. So there's your TP1, there's your TP2 target, there's TP3. If they base and hold out here, they're going to look for acceleration higher because they're setting higher lows and they've recovered, right? So if you get a put and all you get is that, you're going to get washed out. You would need to see this to take puts. You're not seeing that. You're not seeing that. You need to see this to take puts. You are not seeing that. So for me, you've seen a level of interest and you've just gone, oh, slam puts into it. Maybe it works, but I don't think it's a technical setup. Would there be a position to get in on a IB high break and retest? Yeah, if we're going to go an expansion model, yes. But, you know, my argument is for that. You're talking about this? Yeah, it's possible. I kind of want to see that first now. I want to see some of this back tested and held first if we're going to do that. And let's have a look where that expansion would go today. 760. All right, 760. Let's just have a look where the top Bollinger Band is today. Let's just remind ourselves. Yeah. So expansion would be to top Bollinger Band, some 5-day to top Bol, if we can do it in one day. Possible. It's possible. It's too late for me now, though. Am I still swing long in Netflix? Yeah, I mean, I paid myself. I'm still holding a little bit. Oh my God. What caught a bid today? Thank God I held this. I knew long term it's going to be all right. Let's fucking go. You almost shook me out there, you piece of shit. Sorry for my French. Let's go. All right. Hopefully we get going on this for those guys long in that with me. Man, they've almost shaken me out so many times on that. All right, here's the dip. Okay, let's see here. That's what I just talked about. I'd rather see this. Do one of these if I'm going to buy it. Now it's just washed out some weak hands. Yes. So I'd be watching these 22s on the yes. One of you was asking about puts. If you see, all right, I would say on SPY, let me just zoom out. If you see this come under sort of where we are now, 59.40s, go to 59s, back test 59.40s and stay heavy, that is your better put level. Otherwise, this is a pullback which gets absorbed. What was the level of the bull? I think it was 80s, wasn't it? Yeah. 800. One sec. I've got to take this phone call, folks. Sorry, folks. Okay. Sorry, folks. Distracted. Right, did we trap anyone up there? 127 not caught at 50. Still seeing absorption down here. I still think they want new highs here, but we'll see. Is there going to be a way of getting involved? I want to be bullish all the time. We're above this, basically, looking for new highs. I don't really want to be bearish. Bearish would be the counter trend pullback. It's the most you're going to get. We just pulled back and held on the H1. If you're looking at the H1, we just pulled back and held that level, right? The transition point, open, close. This can still happen. All right, we come under this, we go back in rotation. All the time we're above this, we're looking for acceleration higher. So some imbalances here. We're back above that 30s again. See if there's a way of getting long, if it's going to give me the opportunity here. Still so much liquidity to feel higher. It's so hard to bid high to go higher, but it's what we've got to try and find a way of doing right now. So let's see. This is what we just talked about. If we get above this now and hold the print, I'm interested. I'm really interested in starting to join. This is exactly what I talked about, right? The trap lower and then hold a print above. Maybe some of you bid that trap lower. I got distracted while I was on the phone. I'm sorry, folks. That's a pain. That's exactly what I just talked about. Now, if we can hold a print above here, I'm going to try and get long because I've missed optimal entry, but I think this is it. This is the trap that they've just done. And as long as they get back above this and hold a pullback, I will get long. And I'll be looking for an acceleration out of this now. There's some sellers here at 50s and 60s. Can we get long? I've got a little piece on here on that last pullback, just in case. Just in case. Here's the imbalances. And I want to add into this now. Here we go. And let's see. Taking a little bit off into 50. ES coming into its cool wall. Like I said, if ES holds the pullback at 22s, that guy talking about puts, you want to be very careful. Well, it held the pullback at 22s. It's accelerating to cool wall. And we'll see now if we can get up here. So I'm long now through here. And I want to see if we can base above, and I'll start adding in even more size, looking for that acceleration up. There's an argument if we go into expansion to get up to 800s today, but one thing at a time, eh? Let's look for previous day high first. Alex, Cup of Joe, you got your first payout. Nice work. All right, 200 lot seller here. It's at 660. So looking for pullbacks to hold now. Want all pullbacks to hold IB high. Don't want to really come under value area high, IB high. We want sort of 40s to hold. There's an argument for it to come to, yeah. As long as 40 has hold, I'm good. If 40 start to fail, then I have to start thinking about it being a failed break above the IB, failed auction. We're getting very close to that 630 level on ES, which is your cool wall 1, and all-time highs is just above this. So our bias is good today. It's just got knocked out, unfortunately, a few times. SOXL, great. New all-time highs, SOXL. Fantastic. Everything lining up. As long as we hold pullbacks here to 40s, we're good. Under that, I will take it off again. Here we go. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Get through this seller. Just above 60s is a 200 lot. We squeeze through him. We should get up to these all-time highs. So you can move your stop up. Those of you who are long down here where I got knocked out, or maybe some of you added this dip while I was on the phone that we talked about. This is why I teach you, and I drew that out way before it happened. You would have seen me say, I'd much rather I see something like this. All right, I drew that out while we were like here. When someone was saying, why don't you add here? I was like, because I want to see it trap. That's the trap. All right, and now it's got to hold the print at 40s, really. So this has to hold now. I don't want to have this come back down to 30s. I want it to hold 40s and accelerate higher. If we can't do that, I'll just take it off. It's fine. It is what it is, right? It's trading. Can't win them all. If it doesn't want to do what I want it to do, we don't fight. Cool wall holding up there on ES. Worth being aware of that. It's pulling back off that 630 cool wall. One more squeeze out is all I'm looking for here. One decent squeeze out. Come on, up you go. There you go, sunshine. Print a new high here. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Run all the stops. Go, 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 go. I want these shorts to get absolutely melted here. Stop fanning around. You don't need to come any deeper right now. You've got them all caught. Go, 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 go. Here you go. Run their stops, please. Get through this seller. 190 lot at, what is he at? It's just above 660s. 662s. 662 and a half. So that's what we need to break. And then I'm looking for all-time highs. Stop it, you fucking idiots. You've got enough caught. You don't need to come down again. You do not need to come down again. They are caught. They are already caught. Don't like this. Not accelerating away where I want. Right, I'm reducing my size a little bit here because I added pretty heavy. Just to make sure I pay something. There's an imbalance at 38s, right? So 40 to 38s. That has to be protected for me, basically. Come on. ES keeps rejecting that cool wall and is not taking all-time highs, worth being aware of. This is where we need to hold, where we're trading into right now. If we don't hold this, we're going to slide right down to here. I'm not going to hold that because we're going to give them strength at that point. So I'm not holding down to 30s. This level we're at right now needs to hold. If it doesn't hold this right now, I am out. Now or never, buyers. Now or never, buyers. Good buyers. Good, good, good. Get back above IB. Good. You really didn't need to retrap that. No. Alex about to take this off. He's getting impatient. Why can't you complete the move? That gamma level held up. Reducing more size here. I will put it back on if we print back above. Buying high to go higher. Here we go. All right, get back above the IB, you bastard. Nice. Much better. Good hold of 40s. Right, I want to hold IB now. Do not come back under IB now. New highs. Go, 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 go. New all-time highs. Go, 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 go. I want to add back into this if they can hold IB and start printing up. Yes. 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 Adding. Push. I added with this buyer. Push, mate. Mr. Guy at 50. Walk back up. Come on. Mate, what's the hesitation? Move up, Mr. 50 lot. There you go. Thank you. Come on. Need 62.50 break here, and then we're going for all-time highs. I've added back in here. What is that horrible... What are those dart pool prints? What the fuck is that? All right, here we go. 62.55. Get out my way, 662.50. Get out my fucking way and let me have my all-time high. Because I've added back in. Yeah, baby! Here we go. 40s held, exactly what we want. Big buyer coming in here at 60s. I'm going to protect 60s now, and I'm looking for all-time highs, which is a red line on your screen. How does he do it? I don't know. It's magic. It's absolutely magic. Nothing but net. What are these fucking awful... What the hell is this? What is that? That doesn't exist. That's some nonsense right here. I'm going to save this and reload it for you guys. I don't want you to think that exists. Hopefully it disappears. That's bad data from CME. It's not there, folks. That is not there. It's not real. Ah, so CME is printing bad data to TradingView. Well, I don't know what to say. That hasn't happened, folks, in case you're wondering. This is not it does not exist, these long wicks. They're not there. All right, this is our target. We're almost there. There is an imbalance here at 78. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Push, 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 push. Really good. Through to 75s now. There's 100 lot here. We're looking fantastic here. SPY about to break all-time highs as well. ES about to break all-time highs as well. SOXL well above the all-time highs. It's coming into its next call wall, which is 260. We look great here. Our bias has been fantastic. I don't really want this to come back below the 60s now, which is where that last big lot buyer came in. How big was he? 300 lot came in at 60s. So we've got a pretty big delta there. 62s. Yeah, 62s is the delta. So I'll risk 60s. On the runner. Please don't knock out my runner. Don't be mean. Please don't be mean. Imbalance is 58. All right, I'm going to go, I'll give it a tiny bit more wiggle room. I'm going to go 58 on the nose, just under the imbalance. Did Alex tell you to short all-time highs today? No. Has he talked about shorts at all since we've been over value? No, he hasn't. I think I looked at it once. And I was like, wasn't sure about it, said not to do it, did it, risked a point, took it off and came back in and got long again. Pretty sure there'll be other people out there telling you to be short right now. Other silly people who lost tens of thousands of dollars live streaming, guessing tops. Not teaching you anything. All right, imbalance here. We have to hold 58s here. There is a buy-side imbalance. They can come and fill down to 58s. The actual imbalance is to 58.75. So I'm giving it an extra couple of ticks, 3 ticks. I just want this to complete the rotation higher. Looks good. Looks good. These shorts don't learn, man. They do not learn. Why do we get wicks like that? Well, it's very rare that you get them on ES. That you get them on the futures. It's very common you'll see these on ETFs. All right, they're normally dark pool prints that normally happen at the start of like 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. and then after market on close. All right, they're normally dark pool prints. To have these on futures, I would say it's just really poor CME data. However, that data has been produced and taken by TradingView. For some reason has printed that. They don't exist. It hasn't happened. I can't tell you why. But normally the dark pool prints will happen on the future on the ETF, and it's always worth marking those out. It's surprising how many times we come back and test those dark pool prints. Will it knock your stops? No, it shouldn't knock your stops because it doesn't actually exist. So it's just like how it looks, not what happened. So price never went there. It should never knock your stop out. All right, here we go, folks. We're getting close. We want ES above these 30s. Cool wall 1 is at 30s. Previous day high, all-time highs at 32s basically. Once we get above that, we're seeing good strength. We need 260s to print above on SOXL. We look pretty good. We look pretty healthy. We're holding on. We're not below any of those key levels. We're still holding this in balance. 58 still the level for me. Stop still at 58, trying to let this breathe a little bit. I'm runners only now. Here we go. 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 Accelerate now. Come on. Come on. All-time highs, baby. Really not asking for much. 20 points. I just need a 20-point shove up. We're going to watch the divergence in case ES does it. It might do it first. Remember, software's a bit weaker today. We're 4% down on software today. Worth being aware of. Here we go. Come on, baby. Lots of big buying up here. Come on, baby. Just finish a flipping move so I can be done with my day. Bang my head on a brick wall. I don't want these buyers to get caught here before we get previous day high. Otherwise, if they get caught and we don't get previous day high, they will flush it back down, probably towards the value area high and IB, and then rebid it again. And I'm not going to sit through that. Yes, very close. So if you're trading ES, you're into take profit zone. Remember on ES, I talked about the sort of grey box rotation, how if it held the 22s, I think it was, you want to be very careful. Some of you calling for the short. All right, if we think about what that grey box was, I don't know why it's come off. It's this right here. This is your rotation, right? And you held. All right, there's the 22s. And you held, and that's your all-time high. All right, and someone said, should I take SPY puts? And I said, not unless you see that, and you haven't seen that. That's why you mark levels and you wait to see the reaction. If you mark levels and you take a trade based on a level, you're liable to get slapped in the face because markets need to react. When is the indicator coming? Mate, I'm really sorry you've waited a whole 3 weeks for it. You know, do you not think I want it done as well? Like, I'm asking NinjaTrader non-stop. I can't force their hand. They've told me it's like close now. And I'll go back to the drawing board with them again today. But I don't know what else to say. I'm doing the best I can. I'm sorry, it's not enough. What's my TPT code? Code flow zone for Take Profit Trader. For everyone else, it's code FZT. Stuck up here a little bit. Yes, very close. It was a tick away from all-time high there. SPY's already taken all-time high. So we've got divergence. Spiders has taken all-time high. ES is one tick away. Q's and NQ not there yet. Semis, miles through it. Miles through it. How are we looking? Nice. IO and Q holding those bids we wanted. NVTS. Oh, you beast. Love it. Love it. Did I get filled some more on what I put in yesterday? Yes. I got filled some more Rigetti yesterday, which is great. Beautiful. Where's Softy? Has that come back into it for us? Not quite enough yet. All right, ES is pulling off all-time high. It failed it by a tick. It came in it was a tick short of taking it. I'm still long versus 58 here. Like I said, if it washes me out before going to all-time high, it means I won't enter again. I won't enter again. That would be me done for the day. If it comes under 58, it doesn't mean it doesn't go higher, but I cannot keep having a go at this same trade. Hopefully, we hold this low volume node where my stop is underneath this. Basically, it's at 58 here. Hopefully, we hold this node and we complete this move, and then I can get out. get on with my day. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Willing you higher. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. You know what you want to do. Just go and finish the move. I'm trying to be so patient. You're winding me up chronic today by not completing moves. Buyers are starting to get caught up there at 75s. Need to complete this move above 75s to all-time highs. That's all we've got to do. ES is failing up there again. That gamma level, I say failing. It hasn't taken all-time high out yet, is what I'm saying. Why do I feel like you're going to stop me out and then do it? Why do I feel like you're going to come down to IB, stop me out, and then run higher? Very close. You're about to stop me out. Holding the imbalance. Good hold of the imbalance. That low volume node. We've got to print higher now. I hate watching it come so close to my stop like that. I hate seeing this liquidity all the way down to 45 as well, wanting to be filled. 58s, 58s. Not giving it beyond 58s. I might be being stingy here, but I'm not risking back down to IB. Not where I started getting long. I've got to lock some more in. I'm not going to give all my profits back on the runners. Oh, you fucker. Don't. Hold the imbalance. Oh, tick away. Tick away there. Filled the imbalance here. If they fail this now, I'm out. They filled the imbalance. It's not there. If they come lower, I'm out. Oh my God, tick away again. It's going to definitely wash me out now. No way it doesn't take me now. It's been here twice. Alex trade coming up. You absolutely know the Alex trade's coming up again here. There you go. I'm out. Oh, God. How many minutes till the Alex trade? I reckon we come down to IB, find a bid at IB, and then move higher. Oh, look at this bid who suddenly turned up here. You couldn't have come in and saved me, could you, and walked up? Oh, well. Oh, God. It's because I support Arsenal. Mate, right, that's it. I'm not calling any more trades for any of you. You're on your own, just like your shit teams. You're all alone. I'm only joking. That's me done for the day, though. This should continue higher. It should continue higher. I would say there are some buyers caught at 75. There's no doubt about it. If we have a look at the delta on the book here, let's just have a quick look on Bookmap. There are some buyers at 75 caught. There you go. 191 lot, 131 lot. But they've just washed me out, which means they're going to go and now take the all-time high. It's just how it is. They always come further than they should. You ass. Whoo! Right, I was hoping they would hold this. That's all I wanted them to do. Just hold that and then do that. Of course. I mean, I don't know why I bother anymore. Why'd you bother putting your stop in there, Alex? Why'd you even bother anymore, honestly? You knobby. Delta is negative and we're still grinding up. Yes, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? That means there is someone absorbing the tape, doesn't it? That's how it is. Just because delta's negative, if delta's negative and we're moving higher, it means you've got aggressive sellers not getting their way, right? Which means what? means there's a passive buyer on the tape. Why am I trailing so close? Well, I'm protecting my runners that are in the money, because I don't feel the need. In my mind, failing under here starts to show weakness, especially under here. We go back into a rotational market. So I don't want to be, in my mind, I start taking off where I think the market can fail. So it never, like NQ should be holding this and going. It isn't willing to do that. For whatever reason, it needs to do a secondary test of down here, which it doesn't need to do. But for whatever reason, they've decided they're going to do that. Well, I don't really want to give it back to there. I don't feel the need to give it back to there. If they're unwilling to hold a low volume node and trap here, which is what I was playing for, right? If I'm wrong, right, then we leave the 75 print trapped and we rotate all the way down. I'm not going to get caught in all of that. So I move my stop to where I think the trade invalidates. It's just NQ loves to go beyond that invalidation point and then quickly come back in. It loves to like seek a bit more. So I've been trying to give it a little bit more room each time. And I'm also like, you have to understand, like I'm also aware of what's going on. Like ES pretty much hit the eye. It was a tick away. There you go. ES was a tick away. SPY took it. All right, SPY took it. And SOXL is way beyond it. All right, way beyond it, and was starting to pull back off it. So I was just trying to like be sensible. All right, in my mind, I'm being sensible. On the right side of the trade, I'm playing high to go higher. But we couldn't get into price discovery. I've locked some profit in along the way, right? Based on these wicks, based on where we are. But if they need to base out here and do this, right, then we will, because that will be one of these, right? If they need to drop it further and do this, then we will. And we will be pro trend short if we come under all this and not before. This is range. We were trying to be bullish over previous days, value area high for this move, and price discovery above. Up to 800s is feasible today based on the fibs and based on daily Bollinger Bands. I'm just trying to be like proactive, right? I'm just trying to be proactive. I would be willing, look, let's make this simple. If I trusted this level and bid off this previous day value area high, which of value area low, which you guys had and I had on NT is down here, but for some reason I had it here. And if I trusted that and that was the only print and got long in this and added here, I'd be willing to give it a lot more room. The fact of the matter is I had to buy high because I got knocked out twice. So I have to be even more rigid with my stops. Hopefully that makes sense. Do I consider no, these are nothing. Why would I consider something this which doesn't exist? I'm not considering that for anything. It's not real, so no, I don't consider it. You got in at previous day value area low. So did you have this as the level, 425s, which is what I had, but on NinjaTrader it had it as 300 and everyone here had it as 300. Spooked me out. That was a dip buy. But for whatever reason, started printing numerous different levels today, which isn't surprising, is it? When we now see this. Whoever's coded this thing, I keep saying it, whoever keeps changing the coding on TradingView is doing a good job at picking it up. How do I know these wicks aren't real? Are you for real? Is that a genuine question? How do I know this isn't real? Is that a genuine question? Okay, let's have a look at 11. Let's have a look at, did we trade down to 584 at 11.12 and 11.13? Let's have a look at what actually happened. 11.13. No, we traded down to 640, not 584, right? There's nothing. This didn't happen. It's not there. It's not real. That's how I know it's not real, because I can see on the book it never happened. It never, ever, ever happened. No, they're not. I don't use Delta print candles for NT. I am working at doing something like that, but I just use footprint, and because I have the Delta profile on the side, I don't really need Delta print candles, but I am tempted to put them on like a side monitor. They can be helpful for seeing when we have divergence and absorption. Okay, here we go. Fucking gonna screen today the amount of times I got knocked out for it to do the move I've said it's going to do. All-time highs coming. So all-time highs coming here at 92s. That's your target. Your target's is 692. After that, your target's at 800s. Honestly, through the 700s, your target's at 800s, because that's the fib based on the move today. All right. So based on the initial balance for the expansion, you're basically looking for up here. 760s and 800s. All right. 760s and 800s is your expansion model today. Even if we go for the most recent one, let's just check the most recent pullback, which held 750s again. So 750 through all-time high, this red line, you're looking at 750s and 800s. Those are your runners, 750s and 800s. TP here in front of 700s, and then 750, 800s. Oh, God. Tilt is real. That's me done for the day. I cannot touch it. I am pissed off, even though I'm nice and green. It's fucking annoying, man. It is annoying, but there we go. There we go. I can't show you my footprint for NinjaTrader because it's a new indicator that I've been developing with a fellow peer in my in Discord. It would be out soon. If they don't complete this auction for you, it's going to be really silly. This is just silly now. Just go and do it, for goodness sake. Get these lot paid. This is just silly. I double quoted my daily quoted today, 500 plus on the day. Can't thank you enough for your lives and listening to you. You're welcome, man. You're absolutely welcome. How do you join the Discord? You have to do the beginner to advanced course. It's a one-time fee. It's a 20-hour course. It comes with one of the indicators, and it comes with Discord for life. Inside Discord, you'll find my live calls, my morning prep, the GEX levels, swings, positions that we take, and lots of other stuff. There's a ton of free indicators in there as well, and some great traders. Here we go. Fuck me. Oh, my days, my days, my days. Hopefully it takes it for you. 20 minutes left. You want to sell a partial into this push into all-time high. You've got a gamma level there as well. So 90s and 700, partial there. And then, like we said, 750s, 800. That's it. That's all you got left to look for the day. How are those people guessing all-time highs doing? Not very well, I would expect. Selling all-time highs, not very well. Come on, you piece of garbage. Get them filled up there. Stop playing games. If it goes higher, where do I expect you to reach? I think I've said it about 1 million times now, like not being funny. What did I just say? 750, 800. So I've drawn it out for you on the fib. I've done everything. I don't understand. You weren't here. Okay, great. So you've popped in stream. Quickly come in, get the levels from Alex, then go and watch PW or someone else. Great. Keep searching on YouTube. Does anyone validate my thesis? Who validates me? What moronic trader can I watch to validate my thesis? I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Is what everyone does to start with anyway. Any giveaways today? I'm just playing with you. Don't be wound up by me. I'm just playing. I'm just salty because I'm not in it. Any giveaways today? How are we doing on the likes? Well, you know the deal. 1,000 likes, we do one set of giveaways. 1,200 another. 1,500 another. It's very simple. Very simple. All right. They've just held that dip again. They've got to break out here. They are really fannying about for you here. Oh my God, what is this dither about here? You want to be careful. ES is starting to really pull back. Starting to pull back off those highs. It's lost that GEX level and it missed that previous day high. It's notable pullback here. Strength still showing itself in tech right now. It's amazing, isn't it? People that don't understand semis will be like, well, the mag's down today 0.16%. I don't understand. But the ghost in the machine told me. What did he tell you? What did he tell you? It didn't work. Fanning about or faffing about, yeah, same thing. What's the ghost in the machine? I don't know, mate. I have no idea either. It's entirely my point. Oh my days. Will you go and take the high? For goodness sake, NQ. All right, ES finding a bid now. You should go and see it happen now. If ES holds this bid above 25s after dipping 22s again, and again get back above the 30s. Oh my God, ES, please pay my traders. For goodness sake, pay my traders. One spike up will do it. Please stop fanning about. Hey Cooper, I'm about to request my first payout today and it's a max payout of 2,000. As promised, when it clears, I will be buying the Corsair. I have runners with stops left deep in the money. Man, congratulations. I'm super happy for you. It's fantastic work. Nothing better than me seeing a new trader turn up on stream, listen each day, study, and get a payout. That's what it's all about, right? That is what it's all about, getting money in your account. There is absorption that keeps taking place here at 70. If they lose the bid at 70s, you're going to get a little washout because they've built out quite a bit of liquidity up here. They've got to hold these 70 prints. Otherwise, there's room for a mini washout here. Come on, hold the 70s and shove it up through the 90s and let them out. Finish the auction. God, NQ, you're a pain at the moment. I'd be somewhat cautious here at 70s. You want to reclaim these 70s, otherwise you're coming back down towards 55s and the IB. So you're printing value area high here. You want to hold value area high and extend value higher. It could be a double top at the all-time highs. It could be, but I would doubt it. Even if it puts a double top in for a little bit of this session, I would doubt it would stay there, but it will just be a level that we will come back for later. If you think about this now, right? If short sellers got short here and they've just added liquidity here, all right, they've just got short again. Even if this comes down here, my bet would be we will do that. Whether it's today or tomorrow or Friday, we will take this out. All right, it's just tempting short sellers. I don't think it will need to be tomorrow. I think we'll probably do it soon. If we were going to reject up here, we should have rejected earlier, right? If we were going to reject up here, honestly, I would say we should have failed this and this. Right, so we should have come back in and got stuck. Not base above these players. Remember, these guys are short sellers from yesterday. We're above them. They can become the liquidity for us to move higher. So my bet is not on a big sell here. Doesn't mean it can't, but my bet would be that we trap more sellers in and we do some horrible move. If they have to come down here, then they will. They're going to do, here we go. It's going to try and do it. My bet is it's going to do something like this and run these out and then print. I wouldn't be a seller up here. You're guessing a high. There's just no reason, man. There's just no fucking reason. Double top my ass. I just don't believe in that stuff. Alex, I'm trading futures for about a year. Only after taking your course, I became consistent. Today, asking for a second max payout. I don't ask stupid questions on stream. Thank you. Nice, man. Makes me happy. Second max payout. Learning with me. Good job. Alex, why do people put these monster limit orders in to sell? They got to be down a ton of money. Well, no. You're assuming they're a short seller, right? They could be people. You mean the people on the tape? They could be taking profit, couldn't they? They could be a big buyer taking profit up at these levels. They don't necessarily have to be a short seller. All that we know is that they are providing liquidity. When you're a limit participant, you're providing liquidity. If you ever traded small caps, then you will know if you're willing to sell on the limit sell or limit buy, you normally get rebates, right? If you're a market participant, it's going to cost you money. So you actually get rebates a lot of the time if you're providing liquidity to the market. Could be hedging, yeah, could also be hedging. Of course it could. Any position could always be a hedge. First time here, do you trade supply and demand? Well, yes, I guess you would argue I do trade that. If I'm trading high volume nodes and low volume nodes and S&R, it is the same thing. It's just a different way of looking at it. Rebalancing, there's definitely been rebalancing this week and the end of last week. Look, new month, new contract coming. It's definitely been rebalancing like we talked about. Software caught a bid a couple of days ago. It's pulling back a little bit today. It will probably catch a bid again at the end of the week. Semis have caught a bid yesterday and today. Why? Because Jensen's been talking. Like I said, the big one is Jensen saying that this will be $1 trillion company. This gapped up like 20-something%. I mean, it's fucking outrageous. But I know I'm swearing a lot, but this is outrageous. This is absolutely outrageous. 30% up because someone said this will become $1 trillion company. 30%. I mean, like, we've lost the plot. What? Sorry, what? It's insane, man. We've gone insane now with these gaps. But, you know, guess what we're not going to do? We ain't going to short it and fight it. No way. So Semi's caught a bid off that, if you understand the news. But this is not a small cap. That's a large cap. That's not earnings news. It's just a comment. It's a comment. This market's wild, man. I don't remember seeing stuff like that, really. You bought Nvidia yesterday. Yeah, I mean, Nvidia was looking good. I'm looking for it a bit deeper before I re-add in. We keep getting stuck up here, folks. It's not completing this move. It's a bit concerning to me that they haven't completed this move. Hopefully they complete this move for you so you can be done by lunch. You've got 10 minutes left. How are we doing on the likes? Are we any closer yet? Just about 100 likes short here, folks. Do I watch NBA? Sometimes. It's not really my game. I'm not like an avid fan. Alex, do our orders go to the market or we just trade sim? If you're trading on sim, then they don't go to the market. You'll never see them, will we? You're not actually providing liquidity on the book. Do I play poker? Not really. No. I used to play a bit in university. Oh my God. It is the ping pong show here. I really hope you get your TP before we're done here in 9 minutes time, because then you can actually just be done for the day. You think it would come to 40 down into this grey block again? I think it's possible. Even based on like the H1 and stuff, it's possible that they do that. I'd just rather, for your sake, it just comes and rips this out. Just come and take it out. You guys get paid then. You can hold then for 50s and 800s. Right, you can hold like 20% of your size for 50s and 800s, but you're basically done because you guys weren't stupid like me getting knocked out here. And that's you're up 100 points again on that trade. Another 100-point day with Alex. 200-point trades today. Okay, I'm long here for 3 ticks. Oh, I got my 3 ticks, risking 500 ticks. R is a myth. Fuck off, mate. R is a myth. I'm risking 500 ticks for 5 ticks. Some of the stuff I see on Instagram is fucking bonkers. Do that with real money. I dare ya. I dare ya. Pep, I can't answer that question right now because she's there. I don't want her to know. I can show you. There's a smaller one. It was this. This. That's what I got. Okay, all-time high coming. I'm happy about that. Congrats, everyone. Congratulations. Don't be a dick for a tick. Pay yourself a little bit of here. The liquidity is all sat between 90 and 700. I expect it to get swiped and taken. We're not talking about for me, by the way. One of you's like, do this. It's a gift. It's not mine. Almost there, almost there, almost there, almost there. Pay yourself a bit here. Hold, I don't know, 20, 30%, and you can look for 750, 800 for the rest of the day. The wicks disappeared. Did they? Oh, yeah, there you go. Look. Oh, they don't exist anymore. How did you know they weren't real? You're so close. Why does this have to tease? It has to tease, doesn't it? Like I said, don't be a dick for a tick. Semis continue to break out. All right, they continue. They're through the 260. They will target the next gamma level, which is 270. If they can hold and base above 260s now, SOXL will target 270. That will help you lift and lift and lift if they can do that. Your flicks Your TV flickered and now suddenly it's gone. Yeah, I mean the coding on it's been a little bit poor for a while, if I'm honest. Semis on an insane run. They are, Scott. They are on an insane run. But we're doing what we always do. All right. The market is forward looking. We don't set the price based on what we think things are today. We price ahead. So this anticipation of AI mania and the demand for chips and all this stuff, we're pricing it in now. When we get to a lockhead and we maybe see that the demand isn't as high, or we can't produce the numbers required, or any of these things, then we'll price that in. But at the moment, we are pricing in ahead of schedule. What I would say is NVIDIA is cheap. It is cheap. Its forward PE ratio is cheap right now when you compare it. AMD is way, and I'm not talking about the share price, I'm talking about the PE ratio. AMD is way overvalued by comparison. All right, there you go. This is now breaking. You are there. Come on. Don't be annoying. Finish it. Finish him. Finish him. All right, this is your TP. And then above that, 50s up here. 50s and 800s. There you go. Congratulations. Congratulations. We didn't get one call wrong today. We got knocked out. Well, Alex got knocked out a few times on his runners, but there we go. Congratulations. Is it worth paying for level 2 data and using real order flow platform to look at footprint candles, etc. as a beginner? As a beginner, I would say it's probably quite a lot to take on. One thing at a time, right? I would understand market mechanics, how they move, why they move, understand key levels, understand how to draw those key levels based on previous day, previous week, rotations, volume, all these things. Understand all that first. Understand structure. All right. Make sure you get your head around all that. Once you confidently understand those things, then start adding in more order flow tools, because otherwise trading it's so much harder than anything else you will ever do. Once you get the technical side of trading done, then you have to learn about yourself, right? And then that's where I think the hard part comes in. It's you versus you, and that's the hard bit. But I think if you try and take on order flow to start with without understanding anything else, you're gonna get yourself caught. Nice work, folks. Well, you hit TP there. You can just, if you want to hold 20% up for a lift up, you can. If you're done for the day, if you're like, hey, I got long on Alex's stop out, and you made 120 points on Alex's stop out, and you're done, you can. I would try and hold a runner for the expansion if I was you, but if you're done, you're done. I totally understand that. We're 2 minutes from lunch. Like I said, I think we'll take that before lunch. It's 2 minutes left, and you took it. Fantastic. Job done. How did that double top work for you? Not very well. Iran war over, says Rubio. Yeah, it's okay. Let's keep saying it. All right. Let's wait for Iran to respond saying it's not over because we haven't had the document. His demands are too much. And then Trump will say they have to promise to give all the nuclear dust and blah, 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 and Iran will be like, we're not fucking doing that. And then we're just going to keep going in this washing machine of bullshit until someone signs a paper. It ain't shit until we see the paper. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I don't believe a bloody thing until we see it on paper. We've been told this since after 2 days of the war. We were told it was over. Just so you know. Oh look, Hezbollah will not accept the ceasefire with Israel. That's literally come right over after that statement. It just keeps going up. Yeah, it does. The market keeps going up. So why fight it, right? Why fight it? We haven't had any volume stuck today. The only people stuck today, all right, are people fighting this market. The big levels were, where was that 1,000 lot? 30s? Or was that the 500 lot? Was it 90s? 590. 590. Right? This is where we have that 1,000 lot delta. This is also previous day's value area high. Then it was 30s where we have a 500 lot buyer caught. Right? So we did this ping pong for a bit. Once we got above this, remember this, I said we'd be boxed in here. Once we get acceptance over that, it will go. It washed me out first, of course it did, and then it went. Right? Because these buyers are in control. All right? They're in control. They're trying to lift the market. We're in price discovery. Maybe we pull back down to here at some point. I don't know. But why look for this trade when the market rotated value, did the two leg, held the higher low, stopped Alex out because he's an idiot, and then went. All right? Why try and fight that when it wants to go this way? Right? Why? Just don't do it. Just get out that habit. Flow zones have not been in a sell since the open, right? And we didn't sell this morning. They've not been in a sell since the open. They've been in a buy, right? We're above. That's yesterday's value. We've held above value. We're printing higher. It's that simple. Don't fight it. Do not fight it. Finally, 1K likes. Okay, awesome. All right, well, we'll do a giveaway before I leave then. Let's get this set up for you. Right, you know the score. Just type it once. FZT in chat. Free Apex account on the way to one of you. That's your best code right now. It is still 90% off on Apex. You can still buy 5 bundles at a time, and you can also include now the full fee, so it's cheaper. You don't have to pay the activation fee at the end if you don't want. You just take the upfront fee. Give you guys a minute to do that. Please don't spam. All right, please don't spam. Some of you have completed the course, are due some certificates and stuff. I've just seen the emails. As soon as I get off stream, I'll get those done for you, everyone. I promise. Promise. I'll get them done. Just seeing all these emails now. All right, give you guys 30 more seconds here. Could be another reload. I'd be cautious now of rebuying this, all right? Because you've now taken the low-hanging fruit, which is here. They can come right back into this. I wouldn't rebid this now. If you got knocked out on your runner, if you took a partial there, and you got knocked out on your runner, I would be very cautious unless they come down and base down here and look for this. That I would be very cautious. I would not just keep rebidding this. You're seeing weakness start to enter the market elsewhere. You've just hit your target. Remember, target for the day, low-hanging fruit. It's gone. Your low-hanging fruit's gone. My interest in this day, pretty much non-existent now, unless we come back inside, trap a load more people for us to play. Otherwise, you've made your money. You made your money. Why sit here? All right, let's pull this winner. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ha! 4664. So HHAA 4664. Let me know you're here in chat, please. Ha! Yes, okay, awesome. You know the score. Please email me info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged onto your YouTube so I know it's you, and I will sort you out with a free Apex account when we get off stream. All right, info@flowzonetrader.com. Okay, folks, that be that. Another day, another nice green day. Some of you might be holding on to some runners here. Otherwise, I'd be done with it. 750 and 800 are your target for runners. Otherwise, be done with it. I would be watching SOXL to see if it can hold a bid here in its RBS level of 260. If it can't hold that bid, I'd be somewhat cautious. ES continues to pull back. It missed its high on ES by a tick. It took it on the spiders. So cash did get what they wanted. So I'd be somewhat cautious all over now. I'd be somewhat cautious about adding liquidity to this market for buy side. We've had the move. We've seen what we wanted. I would just let it calm down now. If I was going to zoom out now and prepare you for later on in the day, what I'd look for would be twofold. All right, I'd be looking to see if this market wants to come back in here and build some liquidity out to go further, both either today or tomorrow. If we, all right, continue to print up and then come down in here and do this and start failing, we'll go back into a rotation. Otherwise, the easiest move remains up. You shouldn't really be looking for sells until we start leaving volume trapped and coming back into a rotational market. Otherwise, the easiest move will remain upside. All right, so don't try and be a hero. All right, that's your vanity, it's your ego talking to you. It isn't reality. Don't be that person. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Shorter day for me, folks. As I said, it's my wedding anniversary for me today, so I won't be on the stream too much or in Discord too much, but I will pop in now and have you prepared. Peace and love, everyone. Don't forget the Apex sale. I think you've got until the end of this week for that 90% sale, and you still have 50% off on Lucid. Most of the prop firms out there use code FZT. It does help me support this channel, so I do this for you for free. Peace and love, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Use hard stops, you know the score.